If you are a man and you are not below 10%, you are fat. If you are a woman and you are not below 16%, you are fat. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Steven here with Team Euphoric, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to determine your ideal weight. I've been coaching for 17 years, and when I first started, I used to work in a lot of big commercial gyms, and in there was constantly people coming in and out, and we had to do a lot of consultations. And whenever I was doing consultations, whenever it got to the point where I would ask them for what exactly were their goals in terms of either their weight or their body fat percentage, the most common thing that was told to me was, what should my ideal weight be? And this was incredibly infuriating because a couple of reasons. First of all, there is no objective right answer in terms of what your ideal weight should be. It is completely subjective and everyone is going to have a different answer. And second, without knowing your goals, there's no way for me to answer that question. So I want to go over different goals that you may have and how exactly to determine your ideal weight. Now, your ideal weight, this is going to be different depending on whether your main objective is going to be to either look better, feel better, or perform better. Let's say it is your goal to look better. When I was younger, I was really into bodybuilding, so I just wanted to get as big as possible. And at my heaviest, I was 177 pounds. So if I can look at my body throughout the years, personally, from my own subjective opinion, I looked my best when I was at 177 pounds. Right now, I'm about 152 to 155. That's where I hover between. So if it was my main objective to look better, I would have to put on at least 25 pounds to accomplish the look that I would like to achieve. And this goes the same for you. What you can do is judge the mirror in terms of how you want to look. If you look in the mirror and you think, there's nothing that I want to change about myself, I'm completely happy with how I look, and I want to look exactly the way I look right now, then you are at your ideal weight. If you look in the mirror and you are heavier than you would like to be and you want to lose some weight, then keep losing weight until you look in the mirror and say, okay, great, I look exactly how I want to look. That's going to be your ideal weight. Same thing with if you want to gain weight. If you look in the mirror and you find that you're not as big as you would like to be, either whatever, you want to put on some muscle, you want to put on some fat, look in the mirror. If you end up looking in the mirror one day and then you are exactly the way you want to look, that is your ideal weight. And that is how you're going to determine what exactly your ideal weight is. Now, let's get away from aesthetics for a second. Let's go into feeling better. Let's say it is your main objective. You just want to feel the best that you can possibly feel. Well, for this one right over here, you're going to do the exact same thing. You want to figure out what weight you are at that's going to make you feel your absolute best. I know that for myself, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis back in 2010. So when my weight starts getting above 165, I notice that I just don't feel my best. My digestion starts to slow down a little bit. My energy levels are low. My mental clarity isn't quite as sharp. So for me, myself, I know that my ideal weight in terms of feeling better is anywhere from 150 to 155. That's just where I feel my absolute best. I still have good endurance at that weight. I don't have any digestion issues. And overall, I just have good mental clarity and I don't have anything like joint pain. So for me, it would be 150 to 155. For you, depending on your height and your weight, it's going to be completely different. But are you experiencing any type of joint pain? If you are, will lowering your weight alleviate that? If it does, then you want to lower your weight. That's going to be your ideal weight. But there's no specific number in terms of determining what exactly your ideal weight is. And then the last thing that I want to get onto is going to be performance. Let's say you are either a professional athlete or a collegiate athlete or even just playing sports for fun and you want to get as good at that sport as you possibly can. Well, you want to determine what weight is going to maximize your effectiveness in your given sport. Let's say you are a strength athlete, like you are either a power lifter or a strongman competitor. Well, in order to lift large amounts of weight, you're going to need to be a little bit heavier. So an ideal weight for someone like a strongman competitor or a power lifter is going to be much higher than somebody whose ideal weight is going to be somebody where, let's say you're a performance athlete and you are a ballerina or you are a sprinter or a marathon runner. If you're a sprinter, marathon runner, ballerina, you're going to need lower levels of weight. And with regard to athletic performance, there are 8 biomotor abilities that determine athletic performance, and they are required for all different sports. Those are going to be endurance, strength, speed, power, flexibility, agility, coordination, and balance. So depending on which biomotor ability is most applicable to your particular sport, that is going to determine your weight. Again, for strength sports, you're going to want to be a little bit on the higher side. For endurance sports, you're going to want to be a little bit on the lower side. Same thing with things like speed. When it comes to speed, you're going to be faster as you get lighter in weight. So what exactly are the main attributes required for your performance? There is no right or wrong answer. There's no objective number that you can get to that is going to be an ideal weight. And a lot of people will tell you, you need to be this weight or you need to be this body fat percentage. And I'm going to give an example for myself. I remember Charles Poliquin. He's somebody who I respect greatly in terms of his program design. I've taken a lot of courses with him and he is one of my teachers, or he was one of my teachers before he passed away. And back in 2010, I remember I was doing a seminar with him, and in that workshop, he ended up saying that this is specifically with regard to professional athletes and the athletes that he coached. This wasn't for the general population, but what he said was, if you are a man and you are not below 10%, you are fat. If you are a woman and you are not below 16%, you are fat. Now that is an absurd statement to make across the board, and same thing with regard to performance, because a lot of people, when they get below 10%, not everyone is going to be able to perform optimally. Some people, they may have really low energy levels below 10%, so they may need to get a little bit higher. Maybe they're going to function optimally at 14%, maybe 16%, maybe somebody even at 20%. That's going to be where they perform their best. I'm going to use an example with regard to MMA. I'm a big MMA fan. Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier is nowhere near 10%, but he is widely regarded as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. And if you ever seen pictures of him, you can see that he is much higher than 10% body fat. So if he were to get down below 10%, he may have incredibly low energy and he may not have been able to perform at the level that he did. Again, we don't know. Maybe if he did get below that, he would have been able to perform any better. But you want to determine what weight and what body fat percentage is going to achieve your ultimate goal, whether it's to look better, feel better, or perform better. If it is your goal to look better, look in the mirror. Whenever you feel like in your own eyes you look your best, congratulations, that is your ideal weight. When it comes to health, whenever you feel your best with regard to digestion, joint pain, mental clarity, and everything else, that is going to be your ideal weight. And when it comes to performance, determine what exactly is going to be the best with regard to your given sport in terms of these different athletic attributes. If it is your goal to be an endurance athlete versus a strength athlete, that is going to dictate where your ideal weight is going to be. But that is a few things that you can do in terms of determining your ideal weight. I don't know what your ideal weight is going to be. Nobody can tell you what your ideal weight is going to be. Only you can have the answer to that question. So if you ever hear anybody tell you this is what your weight needs to be or this is what your body fat percentage needs to be, that person doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. Don't listen to them. It is all up to you. So sit down, really think long and hard about what is your goal. Do you want to look better? Do you want to feel better? Or do you want to perform better? Once you know what your specific goal is, then it's going to be up to you to determine what exactly is your ideal weight. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so I know to make more of these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as I will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.